Hey everyone, welcome back. So happy Thursday Eve to you guys and gals. Today Bitcoin was up, miners were up as well, so that was good. We're gonna look at some data on some miners here for comparison of Q2 or Q1 versus Q4. How did they improve in revenue, estimated revenue right now? And then that's kind of how I came up with unreasonably undervalued. We have one miner that I think is right now unreasonably undervalued. Gold is also outperforming the S&P 500. We're going to take a look at that. What is the timeline on that? And then miners Q1 results dates are coming out as well. So we got two right now that are reported when they're going to be coming out with those. And then we'll get into Q&A after that. Should be pretty easy. Not much going on with the miners otherwise. So we'll get into everything. But as always, we got to go through this. Not financial advice, for time only. Do your own research. As always, full disclosure below that. Hit like button, subscribe. Helps me out tremendously. Doesn't cost you guys a penny. All right, let's take a look at the markets here today. So Dow Jones was down, the S&P was up, and the NASDAQ was down a little bit here today. The Russell 2000 was up a little bit. Bitcoin was up today as well, had a pretty nice day. If we zoom in on that one, it was up approximately 1.11%. We closed at 84,961. We did close above the 50-day simple moving average, which is nice. We'll see where we go over tomorrow and the weekend. Tomorrow is a holiday, Good Friday, so the markets are going to be closed tomorrow. So no trading on that one, but we will have, obviously, miners won't be trading tomorrow either. So we'll see how Bitcoin does over the next 3 days, basically, over the weekend time frame on that one. But it was good. That one was up, so that was good to see. Everything else, let me see here, what else we got. Miners did pretty good today. They were all in the green, so maybe they'll finish out the week in the green a little bit. Bitfarms was up about 1%. BitDeer was up 3.25%. Cypher was up 1.94. Cleanspark was up 3.16. CORZ was up just a little bit, 0.61. Hive was up 2%. Hot E was up almost 1%. IREN was up 2%, 19 there. Mara was up 276. Riot was up 157, and Wolf was up 217 on the day. So it was a good day for the miners. MicroStrategy was up 1.78%. A couple other things were up. Small miners were up for the most part. DMG or Digihost was down today quite a bit, 21%. After having a little bit of a run here, but came back down to its kind of lows here, it looks like. Who else was up? DMG was up quite a bit today also. And then the ETFs were up just a little bit on it. So that's kind of what we're dealing with here right now. Bitcoin for the month of April is up 2.58%. We have roughly, 13, 14 days left in the month to go. We'll see where we end up at. We might end up actually being in the green here. We'll see, depending on how things play out. All right, so that's all we got there. We got some news stories here on states. So Arizona, this is from Dennis Porter with Satoshi Action Fund. You guys should definitely follow him if you're not. Arizona is one vote away from sending strategic Bitcoin reserve to the governor's desk. Right, they're in Chamber 2 right now. So that's great news there. They might be the first state to actually get it done. I thought maybe Texas would be the one to get it done, but they're getting close, so that's good there. And then we got here gold against the S&P 500. And you can see if you go back basically 20 years back and you look at it from that time frame, it looks like gold is now finally outperforming the S&P. Gold is up 605% while the S&P 500 is up 562%. I wonder what that would be on a different time frame if we looked at it from like 2020 or 2018 even, what that would be if gold is still outperforming at that point. But right now on a 20-year basis, gold has just recently here crossed it. Obviously, we've had a pretty sizable correction here in the S&P 500. When that does start to bounce again, I'm assuming that S&P 500 will outperform gold going forward here, but we shall see. All right, the two companies that have scheduled their first quarter results here is Hut 8. Hut 8 came out a couple of days ago. They're going to be on May 8th at 8:30 a.m. basically. Conference call and webcast details are going to be happening at that point. We'll obviously talk about it when it does happen at that point. And we have also Riot here announcing it for Thursday, May 1st. So they might be like one of the first ones out the gate to report their financial results for the quarter here. And we'll look at some of the numbers that I have for them along with Hut 8, everybody else. What is that change in revenues from Q4 to Q1 here? The majority of the miners are actually looking to get a bump in revenue here. So let's get into that now, and then we'll get into your guys' Q&A. So here is the quarter-over-quarter results right now. I wanted to kind of see how the miners are doing as far as growth is concerned and things like that, especially in revenue side of things. Are they increasing the revenue or not? And we do see that IREN came in with an additional 30.74 million, almost 30 and 3/4, right? Increase in revenue in the current quarter, Q1 that just ended. Cleanspark's up 19.81%. Riot's up million. And then Riot is up 19.68 million on that one. So both of those guys have done a really good job of growing here still with hash rate and everything else. Then we have Cypher being up about 8 million, Bitfarms being up 7.6, Marathon being up 6.5 million in revenue right now. And then Hive is up only 1.18. And then we got Hut 8 actually being down 3.96 million, BitDeer being down also 8.77 million, and Core being down 12.8. What do all these guys have in common? Not much growth in that quarter. So that's the result that you're seeing there. Hash rate has continued to go up. Revenues are going down because of it, plus Bitcoin going down. They didn't keep up with basically the network hash rate growth or exceeding the growth compared to where Bitcoin price is going. So all of these guys here that are at least positive, congrats, nice job there. And then here's the revenue percentage growth of quarter over quarter. So we're just looking at the percentage on it. IREN again came in number one with 27% growth in revenue, followed by Cypher at 19, Riot at 16, Bitfarms at 14, Cleanspark at 12%, Hive 4%, Marathon 3%. We got Core, Hut 8, and BitDeer negative revenue growth here. Okay, exahash growth, when we look at that, Bitfarms actually came out top dog here for Q1. They were almost at 6 additional exahash being added for the quarter here compared to the prior quarter where they were. IREN 5 exahash, Hut 8 3.8, Cleanspark 3.3, BitDeer 3 exahash, Riot 2.2, Cypher 1.57, Marathon about 1 exahash there, Hive just a little bit here, about what is that, almost 200 petahash, and then Core was actually down 1 exahash and that. And then as a percentage growth, Hut 8 came in number one with 69%, Bitfarms with 47, BitDeer at 35. Remember Hut 8 was only at where were they at? Like maybe 5 exahash, I think, 4 something exahash at the end of the quarter. We got the numbers down below. We can take a look at that. Then we had IREN being up 16%, Cypher being up 13, Cleanspark up 8, Riot up 7, Hive up only 3, Marathon up 2, and Core was down 5% on that. Then we look at BTC mined per quarter. IREN here, additional 166 Bitcoin quarter over quarter that were being mined. That helped them out tremendously with the growth that we saw in revenue. Bitfarms was up 40, Cypher up 27, Riot up 14, Cleanspark up 11. Hive was actually down 24, Hut 8 was down 69, BitDeer down 119, Marathon down 229, and then Core was down 256 here based on that. So those guys that were able to at least squeak out some growth here in Bitcoin mining have at least kept up with the additional network hash rate growth, right, and surpassed it a little bit, especially like IREN here. BTC mined percentage quarter over quarter. IREN, again, 12% growth here. Bitfarms 6%, Cypher 5%, Riot and Cleanspark 1% growth, and we had Hive, Marathon, BitDeer, Core, and Hut 8 with negative growth on their Bitcoin mining side of things, percentage-wise, from where they were on that one. So based on this, what I was looking at here, the one that I think is unreasonably undervalued right now is probably like IREN, based on just the growth that they had here in revenue, hash rate, everything else, and they've been kind of beaten down here as well on it. So that's the one that kind of jumped out to me. I think some of the other ones that are definitely undervalued here would be like, let's see here. Bitfarms, I think, is also, I mean, all these guys are undervalued, but unreasonably undervalued. I think IREN takes the cake there, followed by, it's probably maybe Cleanspark, Bitfarms in there as well. Who else had good numbers here, based on just what I'm seeing here. Riot as well, right? Marathon to a certain extent as well. And then here's all the data on these things. So yeah, let me see here. Hut 8, as far as hash rate, was 5.5, and then they got 9.3 by the end of that time. So end of the quarter, Q1. Okay. So that's kind of the way that worked out. And based on the stock performance here of the miners here, we can see that from, I want to go probably over here, from the beginning of this year, right? From, beginning of January, the beginning of this year, we can see how the miners are down right now. IREN's down 46, almost 50%. While they've had really good growth in revenue, doesn't really make sense to me. Others have been beaten down on BitDeer. I can understand. The revenues were down, actually. Actually, no. Were the revenues? Yeah, revenues were down on them. Let me see here. Revenues. Yeah, BitDeer had negative revenues for Bitcoin mining, but they do have other things as well. Core, same thing. Hive, to a certain extent. Cypher, I can understand why those guys are down, but some of these other guys are actually not doing too bad, right? Cleanspark's only down 20% here. Marathon's down 26%, which those guys, that's not bad considering. Bitcoin's only down 12%. Everything else is down a lot more, but some of these guys like IREN, Bitfarms, Hot 8 I kind of get, Cypher, maybe I get that. I think maybe that's more attributable to the HPCI business. Hive, same thing, right? Yeah, I mean, there's issues, right? Revenues were down and everything else, but they got things planned out for later on. So that's kind of where I see things right now, at least, just based on some of these data points. IREN to me seems unreasonably undervalued. It went way down, probably more than it should have. It probably should have been like between probably Marathon and Cleanspark as far as depreciation, I would think, as far as stock value is, but not being down 46%. I think it should have been down, between 25 and 20%, like some of these other guys have been growing tremendously here. Maybe it's because they don't have a HODL position. Maybe that's having an impact on them. And then being also impacted by the HPCI business, which they've been talking about having a potential hyperscaler that wants to work with them, but still nothing has played out there. So maybe that's part of it also. But based on operations and growth and revenue and everything else, it seems unreasonable to me. Am I wrong? Or am I right? You guys can let me know on that one. But that's all I got for you guys. It's going to be pretty easy. Tomorrow, like I said, is going to be Good Friday, so market's closed. Bitcoin will be still trading, obviously. But the miners will not be trading. Tomorrow I'll probably spend most of my day at least working on some AI and data center companies' data, trying to find some maybe gold nuggets in the rough there. But we'll see. We'll talk about that possibly on Sunday tomorrow, being Good Friday. I'm probably going to take the day off, relax, enjoy it, and have a little bit of an extended weekend. Unless something major happens, Bitcoin crashes down to 50,000 or something, I'm not going to be doing a stream tomorrow. But if you guys want access to all these sheets and data and charts and everything else, link is down in the description for that, for the Patreon membership in there. So yeah, that's it. Let's get into questions, and we'll call it a day. Let's see. There we go. Questions are up. If you could preface your questions with a question mark, if any we got here, appreciate it. And then I'm scrolling up a little bit here just to see what's going on there. Okay. Let's see. All right, first question from John here. Feel as if I have no choice but to add to my positions to average down to have any chance of recovering losses. Cypher, IREN, would you do this by Cleanspark today? I would do the same thing, right? I've been telling you guys for the last couple of weeks I've been in cash. I sent a lot of my cash to Uncle Sam here on Monday before tax day. So I'm trying to rebuild that, and I still have property taxes coming up at the end of May here, which is also a little sizable for where I live. So I need to set some money aside. But once I have that set aside, I'm going to be, as long as prices stay where they are right now, or even if they go down further, I'm going to be buying some more. Especially, I'm down on IREN quite a bit. I may also buy some more Bitfarms. At that point, it's just way down from where I think it should be. So I'll probably be buying there as well. But you got to do what's right for you, right? This is never financial advice. It's just kind of what I would do and my thoughts, my comments on it all. All right. What else we have here? Kate, thanks so much for coming in here. Good afternoon to you. Let's see. Alexander says 14,000 shares of IREN and I'm buying with all disposable income. Nice. Let's see. When markets rebound and BTC around 120,000 and IREN gets an AI deal, it will be the beast. I can't buy it enough. I agree with you there. I think IREN, Cleanspark, have really good potential. And I've always said with IREN's always been the AI potential. If they get that, it's one good news story away from a rocket ship, basically, if they get something there that's sizable. Right, they have 2 gigawatts of power that's available for them at Clearwater site. If they can, oh my gosh, I mean, if they could get somebody to take all of that, that would be probably the biggest deal that anybody has seen here in the last basically year when it comes to developing something for HPCI. But can they get somebody to take that all? Might be a little tough. We'll have to wait and see. And then let's see, do we have any other questions? We do not. So I think we're going to call it a day. We'll see where things end up tomorrow with Bitcoin. Like I said, miners are not going to be trading tomorrow because of the market being closed. And then we'll see what happens over the weekend with Bitcoin. Now, I'll be back Sunday. Tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to take the day off. So I hope you guys enjoyed also. I hope you guys have the day off as well, depending on, I guess, who you work for. if you have the day off, enjoy it. Go outside. Actually, tomorrow's supposed to be nice where I live, so I'm going to be going outside, probably doing some yard work. I love doing yard work. To me, it's calming. I get great satisfaction out of it as well. All right, but that's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. If you guys would hit the like button, subscribe, it helps me out tremendously. And I love you all, regardless if you do that or not. I just love you guys coming in here and chatting with me a little bit. But I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be back on Sunday. All right? Have a great one. Bye.